Welcome in, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you guys. A lot to get to, a lot that's happened. It's it's been a Nuggets and Avalanche heavy few days here since we've last saw you guys on Friday. This is the Wednesday edition. It is going to be November 12th, 2025 when this releases. I'm recording this now on the 11th. I hope you guys had a great Veterans Day. Thank you to all the veterans who have served this wonderful country and in the military. Shout outs to you and happy Veterans Day to you guys. Lots to get into. It's going to be crazy, so we're just going to start right away. Let's get into it. You know, just as a precursor, I did not get a chance to cover the Tuesday night's game against the Nuggets against the Sacramento Kings, just because it went into halftime, and I wasn't going to stay up all fucking night, to be honest with you. But yeah, let's get into it. Denver Nuggets, here we go. Well, we played the Golden State Warriors Friday night. It was an absolute ass kicking. I thought Steph Curry would play. He did not end up playing at all. He sat out. He had an illness. But yeah, the Nuggets win 129-104 in an absolute ass beating. They came out really, really hot on the fast break. Just running their typical Denver Nuggets style, man. Honestly, that famous Nuggets run them out the building type offensive fast breaks that we all have come to know and love for the Nuggets. They went on a 12-0 run to start the game, which is absolutely amazing. But the struggles, some of the struggles still remained with the Nuggets. I mean, Cam Johnson had 17 minutes in the first half and no points. And at that point, honestly, on Friday night, I was getting worried about Cam Johnson a little bit. I mean, it wasn't nothing that I was like, oh man, like what the hell were the Nuggets thinking on that trade or anything like that. It just was like, man, this guy is like, he's doing all, don't get me wrong, Cam Johnson was doing all the small things right? There's all the defensive stuff. He was amazing on defense. It has been ever since he's joined the Nuggets, but offensively, he just kind of looked lost at times, but lost in a way of like he's trying to figure it out, right? And I think that's the most important thing we need to recognize about Cam Johnson here is he's trying to figure out where he fits and what his role is offensively, right? And typically, like I said, because you see the reverse now with between him and Michael Porter Jr. Like I said last episode, like Cam Johnson he's not used to I don't mean this in a bad way either. It's just more of like a factual matter. Like Cam Johnson, I don't think he's really used to team play. I think in Brooklyn, he was kind of like the highlight of the team and kind of just letting it fly whenever he wanted to. And you see that now with Michael Porter Jr. in Brooklyn now. Michael Porter Jr. has been putting up a ton of numbers up in Brooklyn. And because that's just the way that team's structured. The Nuggets are structured way differently, where it's we not me. The name on the front of the jersey is more important than the name on the back. It's actual like teamwork with the Nuggets, and David Adelman has done a great job of creating a culture of spreading the ball around, making sure it's not leaning heavily on one person or another offensively, and just kind of evening it out. Offensively for the Nuggets. So, the Nuggets were up 17 at the half. Valanciunas on fire again. 8 minutes, 8 points in the first half again. I mean, Jonas Valanciunas. I mean, what more can you say? This was like probably like the Nuggets made like so many good off-season moves this year, and like Valanciunas and getting Tim Hardaway Jr. and Cam Johnson, dude, like, man, it's so crazy. And then they went on a 12-0 run with Jokic on the bench, something us Nuggets fans honestly have been waiting for a long time. We've been ever since, Jokic started winning MVPs. I don't know about a lot of Nuggets fans. I want to speak for all Nuggets fans, but me personally, I know there's a few more of we've been like, man, we need a solid option to hold the floor down when Jokic leaves. We need that solid option just to hold a lead, not even just really add on to it, but just to hold it down. And Valanciunas has been a really, really good, solid backup option for Jokic. So Draymond Green is fucking annoying. I can't stand Draymond Green. He just has got a loud mouth. He irritates me. And I think he does it on purpose. I think he's doing it because that's who he is, but it's fucking annoying. It's pretty annoying. He just would not stop running his mouth. I think the thing that annoys me the most about him is that he would just not stop running his mouth to fans and jaw jacking the players too. And it's like, dude, you're not even really he wasn't even doing anything significant. And every shot he would make, he'd make a big deal out about it, like a celebration. And it's like, dude, his team was getting his ass kicked in the first half. Nuggets were up 17.5, and this dude's celebrating and talking shit on the floor. And it's like, dude, read the room. It's not the time to be doing all that. Probably focus on, getting back to playing basketball. I mean, it's just simple, guys. Nikola Jokic, he's a god amongst men. He really is, man. Nikola Jokic is, and I think he's doing it again right now in Sacramento. He's like, holy shit. He's so good. He's got such a versatile skill set. I mean, I'm not saying anything new that we already don't know about Nikola Jokic, but oh my God, that game he was crazy, and so was Jamal. Jamal Murray was on fucking fire again. It was crazy. Pat Spencer from the Golden State Warriors. What is going on with him? This dude looks like he came straight out of a 24-hour fitness pickup ball game. The Warriors just saw him down. One of the Warriors players went down to 24-hour fitness one time and was working out. Was like, oh, this guy looks cool. Let's bring him up for a game. Hey, you want to come play basketball for the Warriors? We need people. I don't know. He just looks weird. He looks like a fucking pickup player. Just weird. Peyton Watson is like a defensive beast, man. Peyton Watson is he's crazy. He was defensively, and then offensively the next few games he picked it up too. But Peyton Watson, oh my God, just blocking shots. He's everywhere on defense, getting hands in the faces of shooters, boxing out. Great, just being in the lanes at the right times. The one thing I was wondering kind of in this game too was the Nuggets kind of held a big steady lead all game long, and I was just thinking to myself towards the end of it, I'm like, well, if we're in garbage time, why not get Cam Johnson out there? Just to establish a little bit more rhythm. And then I thought about that thought a little bit, and I was like, well, because it's not really doing anything to help him with the chemistry with the starting five, which is where he's at. So he's got to kind of work that out himself, and you don't want to overwork your starting five. It is pretty early in the season, but Nuggets get the dub. Jokic 26, 9 and 9, Jamal 23 points, Christian Brown 12 points, AG 18 points. It was a good solid game Friday night, and just a great overall win for the Nuggets. Yes, I know the Warriors were without Steph Curry, and but they still showed out. They showed out big. And then Saturday night, the Pacers came to town on a back-to-back. The Nuggets sat AG and Jamal Murray, and man, P. Watt showed out again defensively. Man, Peyton Watson and offensively too. Jokic showed out big too. I mean, the only complaint I had about the Nuggets in this game was still just the turnovers. 10 turnovers in the first half for the Nuggets. That was not really great at all for the Nuggets. 10 turnovers in the first half and a half of basketball. Not great at all. Spencer Jones, great defense, plus 14 overall for Spencer Jones for The Indiana Pacers. The Pacers, they came out pressuring the Nuggets hard in the second half. I mean, they were in a full court press coming right out the gate, and you know, uh, despite all that though, the Nuggets they kept the pressure on. Uh, Despite kind of it looked like for a minute they were going to give into that hard pressure in the second half, but they kind of rallied around it and they just kept getting buckets, which is something I wanted to see the Nuggets do all year long. It's like, man, like when you got a decent lead, talking about anywhere from 8 to 10 points, just make buckets. Just keep the pressure on. And unless they're getting hot from 3, like just keep the pressure on. You don't need to be, because there would be times where the Nuggets would be up 8, 10 points and they would just start trying to jack up threes all the time. And it's like, you don't need to do that when you got an 8 to 10 to sometimes 14-point lead. In my opinion, I just don't see why you would need to do that. And Cam Johnson, this is the game where he finally came around and got going offensively. Thank God. And there's just so much depth on this Nuggets team, man. Like so much depth. Tim Hardaway Jr. was on fire from 3-point land. Jokic, another triple-double. And the tenacity of Bruce Brown is so fucking crazy. That guy was diving for balls, yanking balls away, getting in people's faces, running the floor hard. Like the tenacity in which he plays with, he plays his heart out. I mean, I'm so glad the Denver Nuggets got him back because we need that on this team. We need that grit. We need that tenacity. We need some of that. We need that hard-nosed style basketball playing. We really, really do. And we missed it a lot. I mean, the Nuggets do get the win 117-100. Hardaway was 5 of 9 from 3, and he shot almost 56% from 3-point. Julian Strother, another highlight. He came out. He did his thing. He was very solid, 12 points. Valanciunas, again, solid, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. I mean, that doesn't look great. Like, it doesn't look like ecstatic on the stat sheet, but at the same time, like, it's solid. It's just a solid. And defensively, Valanciunas, he gets in the lane, man. He gets in the lane a lot, and he's a presence defensively down in the paint. It's insane how he was. Cam Johnson, 12, 2, and 4. He was a beast on both ends of the floor again. Nikola Jokic, 32, 14, and 14. Nuggets, 72 points in the paint that night. That's a season high. That's insane. 72 points in the paint. They kind of just did what they wanted to against the Indiana Pacers. They really, really did. As far as the paint goes, they wrecked that shit, man. They were so good. Like 2 really solid game from the Nuggets. I was kind of questioning at the beginning when they sat Jamal and AG, and I was like, I don't know. It's a back-to-back. They might be a little bit tired. I get there at home. They didn't have to travel that much. I was like, I don't know, though. This might, those are 2 really good, solid players in your starting lineup. I don't know if you want to pull them. And then once the Nuggets started going, I think once I saw Cam Johnson start to get going offensively, I was like, okay, we're gonna be okay. And then Tim Hardaway came on. I was like, oh, okay, now we're really gonna be fine. We're gonna be just fine. I mean, this Nuggets team is gelling so well right now, and the fun part about all this is like the NBA season really hasn't even started. Like a lot of people say, well, the NBA season doesn't really get started till Christmas. Christmas Day. And the Nuggets are just they're humming, man. They are. Some fun facts to go over. The Nuggets are the first NBA team since 1985 to begin the year with 30-plus assists in each of the first 6 home games. Denver has shot at least 50% field goal percentage on 2-pointers in every game. One of just 3 teams this season to do so. The other 2 are the Bucks and the Spurs. So getting out hot, still undefeated at home. That is so crazy. The Nuggets have season high points in the paint, 72 last year. Denver was 10-4 with 70+, and this marks the 3rd straight time with 70+ against the Pacers. Denver's bench is now averaging 39 points per game, way higher than last year, only averaging 26.4, almost 27 points. That is huge. That is huge. That is what the Nuggets needed, because like we got to that point where we were in the playoffs and the starters were just tired because the bench wasn't giving them enough help. And that combined with their defensive woes, I think the Nuggets have really, really solved both of those things, man. And I mean, if I'll go on record and say this now on November 11th, if the Denver Nuggets can play like they did over the last weekend, they're gonna win an NBA title. It's not even like, oh, they might compete. Oh, the Eastern Conference is so damn weak, dude. So weak. Like Boston looks like shit. They had the Rockets come in and beat the living hell out of them. Like, if they continue to play like this, dude, I'm telling you, the Nuggets are gonna win an NBA title. They will win another NBA title. It's not even. I know everybody's gonna look at me and be like, "That's a fucking homer take. You're a fucking shill, Nuggets shill." I don't give a shit. Think about you want, like, because I know what I'm seeing with my eyes. I've watched this Nuggets team win a championship before, and I've seen how they play. This team's playing better than that champion team, and they absolutely dominated the Heat in the finals. So I don't know, man. I just like the Lakers look like shit. The Mavericks look like shit. The Rockets are the only one in the West that are like really, really solid. The Warriors could be solid depending on how Steph is when it comes playoff time. But like, bro, I'm telling you, the Nuggets are man, crazy. The Pacers missed the last 11 3-point field goals overall. This team, they're still trying to figure out how to gel together, but it was a feel good confidence building game, man. Props to Jared Dudley, the Nuggets defensive coach. Honestly, props to him, man. All the credit goes to him because he's really turned this Denver Nuggets team around defensively. Like, seriously, it's not even it's like day and night compared to last year, man. The Nuggets are playing some great defense right now. I don't know how they're doing it right now because I know they're probably coming to the end in Sacramento, but we will break that game down on Friday for you guys in full. I just didn't. I have to get to work tomorrow. I don't want to stay up all goddamn night. These 8 o'clock starts, like these late night ass starts, they need to stop, man. This shit's dumb. Like I fucking hate it. I can't stand it. However, I did get around. We'll get to our second topic of the night, ladies and gentlemen. The other team that we're here to see, the Colorado Avalanche. I did get around to watching the game tonight. That game just got over, so they had a. I will break down all three of their most recent games here, and let's kick it off, man. Saturday night against the Edmonton Oilers. Man, it started their Western Canada trip. Uh, I actually had no idea that Adam Foote was the head coach of the Edmonton Oilers. Like, I didn't. I just don't pay attention to the Edmonton Oilers like that. Um, it's kind of cool to see, though. It's cool to see that Adam Foote's getting a shot. I mean, I know his son plays in the NHL. Really cool stuff. Wedgwood got to start again, and the Avs got into a little bit of trouble early with the penalty, and man, they got to start cleaning that stuff up. It kind of showed again tonight. They kind of they're playing just a tad bit. They're playing a tad bit more undisciplined than I would like them to to be. I know it's early. Everybody's going to tell me it's early. Just let them work it out, and I want them to work it out. But it's a little bit too strong for my taste, man. They're taking quite a few bit stupid penalties here. I thought the interference penalty with Roslovic. I'm just going to say this, and I just don't think it should have been called. I mean, the puck was pretty much around him at the time of contact. You know, interference is like the puck's nowhere in sight. You hit somebody that had nothing to do with the puck, but the puck was right by them. I honestly think that shouldn't have been called against Roslovic, but Roslovic, excuse me. I don't think it should have been called. I don't, and I say that as an Avalanche fan. I think they got screwed. Yeah, Landeskog. It appeared that he had scored his first goal of the season, but he got kind of screwed over. They called it offsides. I didn't think there was enough evidence, honestly, to show that the puck was was there at the time, like I think where the puck was, like it was all whitewashed with the ice and everything because they had kind of come to a stop, and I just didn't think there was a clear cut enough evidence to show whether it crossed the blue line or not. You know, I I don't know. I think he got screwed on that one. But nonetheless, the Oilers did pull Skinner and put in our good old buddy, good old backup Calvin Pickard. Um, he didn't do any better. The Avalanche absolutely whipped the Oilers' ass in this game. It wasn't even close. Avs are plus 11 in the third period so far this season. Something seemed a little bit off too. Like, I don't know. I'm not one to really complain about these things, but it's just an observation I made. The ice conditions didn't really seem great. There was a couple times I saw like players on both sides like struggling to get their footing when they're skating, like Wedgwood. He kind of had to go back over the ice a little bit to kind of get his motions. It didn't seem like great ice conditions, you know. And then I saw like I saw skating issues and then passing issues, like stick control, stick handling issues. It just seemed to mostly be due to the ice. It looked like the puck was just jumping all around and bouncing all around all the time. Like it didn't seem like any player on both sides could get like a really good steady dribble with the puck on their stick. Um, so yeah, I don't know that. And then with each goal, man, after like 3 or 4, they cut to the crowd every time, and the Avs fans are just letting the fucking Oilers fans have it, dude. They were like throwing it in their face. It was actually kind of amazing to see how many Avalanche fans were in Edmonton. It was kind of crazy. It really was pretty fucking crazy to see that. Like, I didn't think there were that many Avalanche fans in Western Canada, but I don't know. With how crazy Colorado has gotten, probably within the last 10 to 15 years, it pushed a lot of natives out, and I keep forgetting the Avalanche have been around now for 30 years, so they're kind of like a established franchise at this point. The Oilers dog shit. I thought the power play was still lacking offensively. Uh, it just didn't do great. It was 0 for 7 and 120 and 1 for 28 in the last few games. Like if the Avalanche are gonna compete and they got to get like the power play killed them last year. The not having the power play there, like it killed them. It literally got them eliminated. Like they're gonna have to fix this shit if they're gonna want to compete. The Avs have to fix this. There's no way two ways around it. They have to fix the power play. Like it's baffling to me. But despite that, like this was like the best worst game I've seen from the Avs. It was domination shift after shift by the Avs. I mean, they could have scored 20 goals if they wanted to. You know, Jack Drury, Parker Kelly, McKinnon, and McCarr all got 2 goals apiece. 0 for 7 on the power play, but 1 shorthanded goal by Parker Kelly. That was kind of funny. McKinnon got 2 goals, 2 assists, +4. He's the player of the game, obviously. Wedgwood was dominant in net, 23 saves on 24 shots, 1 goal given up. McCarr with 20 points. He leads all defensemen right now in the NHL up to that point. That was really really crazy to see McCarr in the performance he put on. He put on an absolute clinic on Saturday, and he's been putting on a clinic to start the season. It's been unreal. It's been really unreal for the Colorado Avalanche. Then Sunday night they went to Vancouver back to back. Mackenzie Blackwood got the start. Surprisingly, I was kind of curious heading into this road trip. I was like, who is Bednar going to go with? Is he going to split the road trip, or is it all going to be Wedgwood again? And that we can give Blackwood a little bit more time to rest. And he went with Mackenzie Blackwood, and Blackwood was pretty rusty. He was pretty rusty out the gate. I still think he might be, he might be still a little bit riddled from that injury a little bit, recovering from all that. The power play, it finally got going. against the Canucks. That and for honestly for a team that had a pretty good penalty kill unit, they did pretty good. And Nathan McKinnon had another fucking great game again. 2 goals in the first period. I did think that Avalanche came out a little bit flat defensively. You know, if you know your goalie is a little bit rusty and you can see that, you might want to step it up on defense. The Avs, I felt like a couple of times they left McKinnon or sorry, Blackwood, they left him out to dry in the first 2 goals. You know, it just seems like the aggressiveness wasn't there. You know, Blackwood is just he was left wide open so many times. There just wasn't even no defensive pressure coming from the Avalanche. And the Canucks, they came out banging, ready to play, buzzing, and you know, they just I don't know. It was crazy. And then Landeskog late in the game with like 3.5 minutes left, he commits a penalty. That was bad. That was bad because that led the Canucks to tie it up. And the third and fourth lines, they did actually chip in a little bit. Obviously, Parker Kelly with the goal. They looked a little bit better defensively than the first 2 lines, obviously, that night. And but the Avs overall just kind of looked exhausted, and I was kind of confused by that because Edmonton to Vancouver, it's not that far. They're in the same province. It's only like an hour and a half plane ride. I didn't understand why the Avs looked so exhausted, but they did. They kind of just looked gassed all night. The PK was absolutely horrible, but the Avs come away with the victory, 5-4 in our first overtime win. 5-4 first overtime win for the Avalanche. They finally get it done. Landy gets robbed of the goal. That sucks. But Gavin Brindley scores the game-winning goal. The rookie that got called up, Gavin Brindley did. And this guy, I love the way this guy plays. I love the way this guy plays. Third line centerman. The Avalanche just signed him to an extension today, a 2-year extension. I think it was like what was it? I think it was about $900,000 AAV. So good. If he keeps playing like that, like he did on Saturday, man, what a steal the Avs have. I'm telling you, man, the way Joe Sakic and Chris McFarland are working the depth in the system from like the minors up, dude, they like there is just so much talent that is sitting like for days on the Avalanche and in their system. It's so crazy. It's so fucking crazy though. The Avalanche coming into the game were 0-5. They were winless in overtime, and the Canucks were undefeated. So, they get the job done. They get the job done against the Canucks, and they go home 2-0. They go home 2-0, and I thought that was great. And that all leads up to tonight. They played on Tuesday. Wedgwood got to start. The power play was like so up and down in this game against the Ducks. It really was like it came out great, scored the first one. Then they looked like they were playing even strength on the second one. And the third one they scored again. So I don't know. I mean, Anaheim, I got to give credit to Anaheim. They are a great young team. That team is full of energy. Those guys can skate and they can defend well. They really can. They really can. And it's a reflection of their head coach. Obviously, Joel Quenneville. Avs are just running into some old friends lately. Who would have thought, like, if you would have came to me, like, I don't know, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, like, hey, our defenseman, Adam Foote, yeah, he's going to be the coach of the Canucks. And, like, Joel Quenneville, like, guy will help us win a cup. He's going to coach the Anaheim Ducks. Like, so crazy. I mean, Joel Quenneville, I really don't want to dive into his issues that he had in Chicago. Obviously, those are well documented. But besides all that, the guy knows how to win. I won 3 cups in Chicago. He won a cup with the Avs. Like, guy knows how to win. It was kind of nice seeing him at home. He's got a lot of Colorado ties. What helped the Avs win a cup. Played for the Colorado Rockies NHL franchise in the 70s. Guy's pretty well tied into Colorado. Pretty well tied. Joel Carlson gets his 100th career point and was on an 11-point streak. The Ducks were the clear better skaters in this game. They outskated the Avalanche like pretty steadily for most of the game. They did. Lecky scores our first goal. He's starting to catch fire as well. 5 points, 3 goals in the last 5 games for Arturi Lehkonen. Pretty good shit, man. Man, but I just wonder, I've wondered all night tonight, like when are some of these players gonna get up to the level that Nate McKinnon is playing on? Yes, I understand he's Nate McKinnon. Let me preface this before you guys get all bent out of fucking shape and start yelling at me and commenting on TikTok. Let me tell you something. I understand that Nathan McKinnon is like Nathan McKinnon. He's a generational player, right? And trust me, but like I feel like if that guy is busting his ass night in and night out like he has been, okay? Like he has been, I feel like it would at least be an expectation of the players. And McKinnon, I looked over a few times, they showed him on the bench a couple times. He's pissed. He's not happy. He's not happy with the level the Avs are playing with at right now. Because he understands. He's a very forward thinker. He thinks very well ahead. He knows, man, hey, like it's tough to win in this league. Like, get your shit together. Because, if you in the NHL, if you can't, it's not a league in which you can coast. This isn't baseball. This isn't basketball. This isn't the NFL. There is no fucking garbage time in the NHL. That's not how it works because it's so constant. It's such a high energy, fast paced game. You cannot slow down. And I think that's why Nate McKinnon gets really upset. And he commands the expectations that he does because he's like, look, if you don't get a solid rhythm going early on in the season, like it could be real trouble. And it's like, I get it. You don't want to burn yourself out for the playoffs. You kind of want to go kind of steady. But what you don't want to do is also play like you got a bunch of lead in your ass for the first few games too. It just, there's just a lot of players on this team right now that don't seem to have that drive on this team that Nathan McKinnon's currently hitting at right now. I mean, the only one who even looks close out there to it is Marty Necas. Necas has busted his ass all shifts. He has. But finally, enough on the negative. I'm not going to harp on him. But finally, Gabriel Landeskog gets his first goal of the season. And it was great. It was a great goal by him to get down and in front of the net and get dirty and get the rebound, come off the rebound and get the goal. Like that's what he's best at. There's one thing that Gabriel Landeskog is really good at. It's that. Really, really solid. Great goal by him. The defense started picking it up. They came out lackadaisical to start again, but they picked it up at the end of the second and then continued to get even better towards the third. The Avalanche really buttoned down on defense, and I'm glad they did. Because there were times where Wedgwood, it seemed like, was standing on his fucking head. There were times where it seemed like Wedgwood was standing on his goddamn head, man. Crazy. And just like overall, just like the Ducks, they're young, but they're not polished. I mean, they can skate with the best of them, and there's a reason why they're where they're at, and they're leading the Pacific Division right now. And they got 21 points as a team. They're good, but I don't think they have like a solid overall offensive direction yet. I think it's a bunch of young with a few vets sprinkled in there, but mostly a young team. The guys are just anxious and they just want to get pucks on the net and they just want to skate and they want to fly. I don't think like you can see the difference offensively between the Ducks and the Avalanche tonight. The Avalanche were a little bit more calculated, a little bit more reserved on offense, waiting for the play to develop, waiting for players to get in their position to pass. The Ducks were very much so just get out on breakouts, pass tape to tape, get up on the breakaways, and try to go down there and just put pucks on the net. And I felt like that was the overall difference in this game. I mean, they competed hard the whole game. They really did. They skated hard. They competed hard. A lot of credit to the Anaheim Ducks tonight. They really did give the Avalanche a run for their money despite the final score. But the Avs just have those veterans on this team that just I know the final score is 4-1. Avalanche do win. But like the depth combined with like the calculated leadership on this offense, and also a really goddamn good goalie and Scott Wedgwood. Like he's so good, dude. He was so good tonight. I couldn't even I can't even like it. Like he was so good. 35 saves on 36 shots, 1 goal, 9.72 save percentage for Wedgwood tonight. Like, good God. Josh Manson was a +2 tonight, which is good. The goals for the Avalanche here. 3 stars of the game. Wedgwood, McKinnon, and Arturi Lehkonen for the Avalanche, all 3 stars. Lehkonen, Landeskog, Natchez, and then an empty netter by Parker Kelly are the goals for the Avalanche. 1 goal, Leo Carlson, for the Ducks, is 100 career points. Overall, man, the Avalanche are just good tonight. 16 hits, only 6 penalty minutes. You know, that was kind of one of the keys to this game I was worried about. The Ducks had one of the top 5 power play units in the entire National Hockey League heading into tonight's game. And I was just like, wow, the Avalanche better play some disciplined hockey and stay out of the fucking box, because you don't want to put a team like that, you know, on the power play. You just don't. You really, really, really don't. And you know, Ducks go to 11-4-1. The Avalanche go to 11-1-5. Still remaining undefeated at home. Second, they're still undefeated in regulation too. That is so fucking insane. So good. You know, I was perusing Twitter, or X, whatever the fuck you want to call it now. Came across this great fucking graphic, dude. Great graphic. If I can find it. I don't know if I can even find it. Did I even save it? Yeah, I did. This was on Sunday. Came across this graphic. Denver's pro teams, not proteins. The pro teams, they're off to a great start at home. Broncos are 5-0 at home. Nuggets 6-0. Avalanche were 4-0-3. All those got extended, except for the unknown of the Broncos. Obviously, they got a game this weekend, but yeah, it's like it doesn't get any fucking better than this to be a Colorado sports fan, man. It really doesn't. Like, how can you complain right now? I mean, obviously the teams have stuff they need to fix, but like, I am so thankful to be a Colorado sports fan right now. It's like, it's so fucking unreal, man. So cool. So cool, but that's the Avalanche all caught up to this point. So we will move on and we will go and talk about some Denver Broncos, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it's been kind of quiet for the Broncos. The other game Thursday night, it's been kind of a weird week, though. Got the Chiefs coming in on Sunday. Big game on Sunday with the Chiefs. Huge game. You want to talk about a prove it game, man? This is it. This is the time to prove it for the Broncos. But, I mean, to get serious, just to kick it off, just to get serious, Alex Singleton yesterday announced that he had been diagnosed with testicular cancer. He said he went in to go do a drug test for the league, and it showed abnormally high levels of a certain hormone. And he's like, well, I know I'm not taking anything illegal for that to show up. So he went and saw another doctor, and the doctor did an ultrasound, and he confirmed that Alex had a tumor in his testicle, and he went under successful surgery. They removed it. So I think he's just got to do a couple more rounds of chemo, and he should be good to go. They said he should be back within the next few weeks, so he's going to probably miss a couple of games. Probably 4 at the most, but, I mean, thank God he caught it. He said it was a great prognosis. They caught it early. Thankfully, you know, holy shit, man. That's some serious shit. Especially it being November, guys, it's prostate cancer awareness month. It's also testicular cancer awareness month. So please, for the love of God, man, go get your blood work done. Go to the doctor, guys. I know a lot of guys don't want to go to the doctors unless they feel like they're dying, but you got to stop that shit, man. You gotta be more proactive. I get my blood work done every 6 months. Um, you should too. Get your blood work done. Uh, give yourself some self exams, man. Honestly, seriously. Uh, it's kind of scary at the rate that like cancer is hitting young men, especially when it comes to certain types of cancer that are related to just specifically men these days. Don't think that just because you're like, oh, I'm 23, I'm healthy, ain't nothing can get to me, man. Like football players are the most healthiest athletes on the fucking planet, and even they get cancer. So it doesn't matter how you live your life. Nobody, we all have the potential to have cancer in our bodies. If you have cells in your bodies, you have the potential for cancer forming. So please go get your blood work ran and give yourself self exams, man, because this shit sucks. I mean, you'd be like Alex Singleton and catch that shit early, man. Um, you know, it's just a simple operation versus months and months and months of chemo and expensive treatments and stuff. Thank God they caught it early. Best well wishes to Alex Singleton, man. Hope to see you back on the field soon. Um, Again, not really much to talk about with the Broncos though, but I will say this, man. It seemed like um ever since Thursday's game, you know, the media along with the fans, the Broncos country is kind of divided right now, right? We got two camps amongst Broncos country right now. First camp is and it's pertaining specifically to Bo Nix. The first you got one side of camp who's basically like, you know, oh my god, he's a little bit frantic, he's scared. There's this theory going around that, Sean Payton addressed it today in one of his like I don't know, Zoom calls, whatever the fuck you call it. Um Basically saying that, the one thing he loves about Bo is that he doesn't hold on to the ball, he doesn't take a sack. And there's a theory going around that Sean Payton keeps trying to like put it in Bo's head, hey, don't take a sack, hey, don't take a sack. And so that causes Bo Nix to panic somehow. And that's all he can think about. And because of that, that's why we're seeing him on the run a lot, throwing off his back foot a lot, getting rid of the ball a lot. And he's been hit less than any other quarterback in football through this year. And even Jake Plummer broke it down on Gorilla Sports of that like Bo Nix doesn't get hit almost to a fault and saying that, he just gets rid of the ball way too quickly. And sometimes you need to stand in there, step forward, take a hit, make the throw, get around and see your receivers and really stick with that play and not so much just kind of run from it, so to speak. And then you got your other side in Broncos country, right? That is like, you guys are being too hard. You're complaining. We're 8-2. I've never seen a fan base fucking complain so much before in my life. We're 8-2. You guys need to stop being a bunch of fucking whiners. I've kind of gotten both sides of it. And honestly, all that to say, like, I kind of stand in the middle with these things, right? Like, I'm kind of in the middle. I see both sides of it, honestly. Like, yes, like, can Bo Nix sometimes abandon plays a little bit too quickly, almost looking like fear? Yeah, you can. I think two things can be right here at the same time. Also, while recognizing the fact we are 8-2, but I think a lot of the reason why we're 8-2 is not necessarily because of Bo Nix. A lot of the reason why we're 8-2 is because it's fucking defense. I mean, let's be honest here. It's the defense. you know, the defense is the reason why. A lot of the reason why we're 8-2. A lot. I think those in Broncos country who are failing to fucking recognize the fact that this offense has issues are being intellectually dishonest with themselves. Uh, and look, I'm not going to rag on the offense. I'm not. I'm not in that camp. Let me make that very fucking clear. I'm not here to rag on anybody because at the end of the game, at the end of the day, it's a team sport, right? So like the Broncos win and they lose as a team, right? They do. No matter how the defense performs, it's all a team effort, right? And yeah, you could say that the defense is taking more of the effort than the offense is right now. Um, I don't know, man. I just kind of look at these things and like, and I guess I'll just walk down this fucking path since every Broncos fan wants to do it. But like, you look at a guy like John Elway, man. Um, like I mentioned last week, you know, the guy went to 3 Super Bowls before he won 2. You know, despite the drive, despite all the great shit, I mean, there was nobody. The only person I have ever seen, the only quarterback I've ever seen since John Elway to come close to putting as much velocity as John Elway did on a ball was Patrick Mahomes. He's the only one that comes close, man. Like there was nobody who could put velocity and get it in and throw it into tight holes more better than John Elway. More better? Better than John Elway. There was none. Everybody's gonna tell me I'm a fucking that's a homer take. Don't care. Don't give a fuck. Like, go look at the film, dude. Go look at the film. I mean, the guy literally in college peeled the skin off of one of his wide receivers' hands because he threw the ball so hard. I have never heard any other receiver say that shit. Nobody threw it harder than John. Nobody. And I don't see those same things out of Bo Nix. And you know what? My expectations, honestly, for Bo Nix is to not be John Elway. I don't want him to be like John Elway. He doesn't need to be like John Elway because we got a great defense. Why the fuck do you need to put up John Elway numbers? You don't. Like I said, man, last episode, my expectations for Bo Nix. Give me 215 to 250 passing yards, 2 TDs. Keep the ball out of the other team's fucking hands. Don't put it on the ground. Keep it out of the other team's hands. We're good. Convert third downs. Convert third downs. That's the most important thing. Give me 2 touchdowns, passing touchdowns a game. Throw another couple rushing touchdowns in there from the running back. Keep the ball off the ground and out of the other team's fucking hands. That's it. Let the defense do the. You'll win every game. You do that. I know that sounds like, oh, that's easier said than done. Yeah, it is easier said than done, obviously. But those are my expectations for Bo Nix. I never, that's the first thing I saw of him. I was like, well, he's obviously not going to be, he's not a Patrick Mahomes. He's not a Lamar Jackson. Not John Elway. He's not Joe Montana. He's not what we would typically think of as a generational talent, right? But he's a gamer. He goes out and he fucking balls his heart out every game. He's got tenacity. He's got balls. He's got that killer instinct in him, that drive, that competitiveness that all great quarterbacks have. And that's all you need sometimes, man. Do we not fucking forget in 2015 that even with Peyton Manning putting up the worst statistical performance of any quarterback in Super Bowl history, the Broncos still won the Super Bowl because the defense was that great? Russell Wilson, when the Seahawks kicked the shit out of the Broncos, they did it with their defense. It wasn't Russell Wilson. I mean, Russell Wilson was a game manager. Like he wasn't like a great quarterback. He was serviceable. You can still win championships like that, man. Nick Foles did it with the fucking Eagles. Was Nick Foles ever a great quarterback? Fuck no. But they won a Super Bowl and they beat the fucking Patriots to do it. Jalen Hurts, not necessarily great, Bo Nix had more passing yards last year than Jalen Hurts did. And the Eagles won the fucking Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Kicked the shit out of them. A lot of that had to do with their running game, but a lot of it had to do with their defense too. I say it all the time, guys. Defense wins championships. 2000 Baltimore Ravens. Trent fucking Dilfer as their quarterback. When have you ever heard somebody say, yeah, Trent Dilfer was a good fucking quarterback? Never. Fucking never. But they had Ray Lewis. They had Ed Reed. They had Jamal Lewis, I think. Shannon Sharp. All Trent Dilfer had to do was be serviceable. And he was. And he was. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Did it 2 years later against the Oakland Raiders. Brad Johnson. Brad Johnson had never been considered a top even 10 quarterback in his fucking career leading up to that game. And the Bucs stomped the shit out of the fucking Raiders. Defense, John Lynch, Derek Brooks, Rondé Barber, Warren Sapp. You know, there's evidence. Just saying. So I think both sides of the extreme kind of need to calm down a little bit. Because there's enough blame to go around. It's not all just on Bo Nix. See a lot of receivers dropping a lot of fucking balls. And yes, sometimes Bo is overthrown and underthrown them. But I've seen also receivers have balls in their fucking hands and drop them. That ain't on Bo Nix. Troy Franklin, I'm looking at you. You know? Just the fact of the matter, man. This really is. The other point I was gonna make is I really get worried. I know this defense has depth, but the Chiefs humming on offense as well as they have, and we're out PS2, we're out Alex Singleton now. It'll be rough. It's gonna be rough, guys. It might be a rough game. I don't know. We're gonna find out come Sunday, though. Broncos are gonna have to put up at least 21 to 28 points to win this game. The offense they're gonna sink or swim this week. They're either gonna get this shit together or they're not. It's that simple. It is that fucking simple. All right, on to our last topic of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, the good old-fashioned Colorado Rockies. Paul DePodesta spoke today. Press conference about reforming this team. Let's hear what he had to say. Oh, sorry. Technical difficulties here. There we go. Paul DePodesta on how challenges of fixing the Rockies.
Well, I think it's a unique challenge for a lot of different reasons. Certainly people have talked about the ballpark and the altitude and things like that. But for me, one of the things that's the most interesting about it is just the impact it can have on so many people, right? And one of the things I talk about all the time in professional sports, certainly we're in this to win and all those sorts of things, but what we're really in it for is creating these like salient moments for our fans, right? These moments that will live on in their lives, their families' lives, et cetera, where it just makes this indelible impact. Now that's because of you won something, right? But to be able to do that in Denver, where the Rockies just have such reach with their fans, and to do it in that environment, I just think would be incredibly special.
Let me tell you why I love that.
So that was Paul DePodesta. And, I got to say, with the Rockies, man, I'm seeing a lot of things out of this franchise that I have never seen before in my entire existence. I am literally, my existence, the Rockies are like 2 days older than me. 2 days. I was born on July 7th, 1991. The Rockies were announced to come to Denver on July 5th, 1991. Okay. My entire existence with this team, I'm now finally starting to see things that I have never seen before. And I'm hoping it's for the good. And that statement's great by Paul DePodesta and everything. I hate that I even have to have this kind of an attitude. I am a little bit more optimistic than I would be, but I got to see it to believe it, right? With the Rockies. I got to fucking see it to believe it. Paul, I really hope you can come here and moneyball the shit out of this fucking team, Paul. Because you're going to need to. I hope you have Billy Bean's strategy book still somewhere in the confines of your home. I hope you remember every formula you did, you can remember for rebuilding that A's team. And it's going to be challenging in a different way. You're not at sea level anymore, buddy. I don't think Paul DePodesta quite fully understands what's going on here. How truly difficult it is to pitch at altitude. It's in the entire 30-year history of Coors Field, there's only been one no-hitter thrown at it. One. Just one. 30 years, one no-hitter. That's difficult. I really hope I'm going to give Paul the benefit of the doubt. Because it's something different, guys. The first outside president of baseball operations hire this team's ever had. They're starting to do things actually different. Right? We're not repeating the literal definition of insanity here. Or we're just doing the same shit over and over again, expecting different results. We're actually doing something different now. I hope Paul DePodesta can turn this fucking team around. And I actually kind of like that. I kind of like the Moneyball approach. I always thought that would fit the Rockies. And I like it because it reflects. I really enjoyed that 2007 run because we were just a bunch of hard grit dudes. Just no real stars except for Helton. Just grinding that shit out, man. We weren't flashy. We weren't, we just came out and punched you in the fucking face and got it done that year in 07, right? Right? It wasn't even until the last 2 weeks of the season that we did that. But I really hope we can get back to those days. Those days were fucking fun, man. 2007 was so fun. And I hope the Rockies can get back to that. I really do. One last bit of information I'll go over before we get the hell out of here. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm going to find it. Walker Monfort did put out a letter today. This is what it reads. I hope this finds you well and enjoying the great Colorado sunshine we've had the past couple of months. It's been fun to see the Broncos off to such a strong start and the Nuggets and Avalanche continuing their success. Like many of you, were cheering them on and working hard to put the Rockies back in that mix. I sure fucking hope so. The past 7 years without a playoff berth have been challenging, and 2025 was especially difficult from a wins and losses standpoint. Still, I believe every setback creates an opportunity for honest evaluation and meaningful action, and that's what our minds have been focused on here at the Rockies. Our focus is on becoming a much more competitive on the field in 2026 and positioning the organization for sustained success. Over the past few months, we've taken a deep dive into our baseball and business operations, developing a roadmap and strengthening key areas and better position ourselves to win consistently. Our customer service and fan experience remains pillars of pride within our organization. Very fucking true. Love Coors Field. Love the staff. Always been great. Thus, our biggest priority is improve on the field. We're going to do everything within our means to make that happen. Last week, we announced that longtime MLB and NFL executive Paul DePodesta has joined our organization as president of baseball operations. Paul brings 30 years of experience in professional sports and a proven record of problem solving, value engineering, and a type of visionary leadership that we know will challenge the course of the Rockies as we continue to build on this next chapter. His fresh perspective, analytical approach, and deep understanding of the team building are exactly what we've been seeking as we chart the next phase of Rockies baseball. We're confident Paul's leadership will help reshape our baseball team and drive positive change across the organization. Together with Paul, our focus is on making meaningful progress and tangible improvements, both on and off the field. We've already begun that work and look forward to sharing updates with you between now and spring training. It's bound to be a busy and exciting offseason. Thank you for your continued support of Rockies baseball, and standing with us through another tough season. Your loyalty and passion are the foundation of everything we do, and we're grateful to have you with us as we move forward. Sincerely, Walker Monfort. That's Dick Monfort's son. Y'all better mean this shit. I'll believe it when I fucking see it. I'm sorry. With the track record of this team and where it's been, man, I'll believe it when I fucking see it. I'm optimistic about it. I'm hopeful about it, but 3 straight 100 loss seasons, not fucking good. I'm not expecting to compete for a World Series right out the gate, but what's happened the last 3 years can't continue to fucking happen. We'll find out just how serious they are when, I mean, I guess technically like free agent is kind of already begun, but we'll see. We'll see, man. We will see. I really want to feel optimistic. I really fucking do, man. Just knowing the history and the road this franchise has been down for 32 years, going on 33. I don't know, man. TBD, to be determined, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that's all the time I have for today. Hope you all had a great Wednesday. Follow us on TikTok, Case by Case Sports Show, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Case by Case Sports Show. Give us a subscribe on YouTube. Go listen to us on Spotify. We're there too. Give us a 5-star review, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys have a great Wednesday, man. We'll see you all on Friday. Peace.